Shalom, Hakim and Akbox. First and foremost, Kahalayim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles, GMS, who taught us truth and do your will, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect still out there pushing. My name is Rapasha Wab, and I'm just gonna, get into showing you. I guess this you can consider this a lesson because for brothers and sisters out there who have you that struggle with losing weight, I'm just gonna give you something that worked for me. I'm not scientific with it. I'm not scientific. I'm not, over the top with it. I just do research and I just, I use what worked for me because I suffer with that too. In my past, I guess you could say weight management. And, I'm just gonna, from what worked with for me, just give some tips out there to, younger, I guess you could say in that mid range of, of how to, lose weight or helping you lose weight, if I may. So here we go. I'm just gonna show you a little technique, man. Oops. Sorry, it ain't letting me flip the camera. Alright, I'm just gonna do it like this, bro. Alright. Hope y'all can see that there. So here, I got my spinach. I got my cheese, sharp cheddar. And everything is free of, got my dressing, harmful. Gotta do research on, the products I use. I got my dressing that I use, the marinade. You can use your marinade with these things. You can use salad dressing, got my tomato, I'll probably cut that up. I got a potato, salt, pepper. Salt, for the most part, is the most important thing for what we're doing here. Because you want to, so for overweight people that may be overweight, brothers and sisters that may be overweight, spinach is actually is going to be a lot of your best friends, or anything, things like spinach, what I'm about to explain, because it has niacin in it. And what niacin is going to do is going to help you, manage that metabolic rate, which is really your metabolism. It's how much you crave to eat, your cravings, how much you want to eat. And then you work out with it, while you're eating the spinach, is going to naturally start to, your brain's going to naturally start to develop a routine, if you will. It's like it's a shock for the brain. And the more you do it, the more you're consistent with it, the better you're going to be. The hardest part is just getting started, man. And but once you consist, I say about 2 weeks of consistency, and you got it. I say about a week of raw consistency, and you got it. Over the top, but anyways, see this here? See this here? Here to the back of the ingredients. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So these are the ingredients that we're looking at. It says vitamin D. I don't know if you can see it or not. You can't, I'm sorry. You have vitamin E, D. You use that for your bone, skin, calcium. Too much of that, be careful with that. Iron, you need that, for your skin, your hair, your immune system, how you think. Iron affects, a lot of things. Potassium, you need that for your bones and your joints. Vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, all dealing with your immune system, neurological function as far as your citruses, waking you up, dealing with your skin, what have you, your hair, those kind of things. Your folate, which can also be, your niacin, then your magnesium. And everything you need magnesium. And the reason I'm harping more so on the spinach is because that's the topic of discussion. Because the niacin that's in that spinach is the same amount of niacin that's going to be in your fiber. So if you find products that got fiber, that's going to help you, do your business. And the more you're consistent with it, the more your body is going to naturally get back into its natural, I guess you say, routine of eating out. Don't get me wrong, because I still get cravings too. But I'm telling you, the more you do this, the more you're consistent with it, those cravings will start to go away. You'll start to replace those cravings with discipline. you know. But as far as losing weight, spinach, potato, tomatoes, leave out the cheese, salt and pepper. You don't need to use the pepper, but spinach, tomatoes, potatoes. You don't have to use a marinade. You can use whatever your choice is. I use a citrus marinade because I try to, I like to use the spices to work with to complement the food because everything's supposed to complement each other with food. Food, and I guess you could say potency of vitamins or your B12s or whatever. The potency of them does matter, but in different products, you're gonna have various target potency. So let me put it like this. So you got salt, everything has salt in it. So you got salt and cheese. You got your salt and your cheese, and you got your salts in this dressing. The salts in this cheese isn't going to have the same type of potency as the salt in this dressing. That's why they say eating raw foods is better for you because you're getting them in that raw as potency. Okay, so that's what I mean when I say you're not, every vitamin is going to be at the same potency level. That's within these, whatever you decide to use. But as far as spinach goes, as we get back on the topic of spinach, that's just something that I would recommend. I'm not, getting on anybody or nothing. Just felt like it's worked for me in my struggles. As far as losing weight, it's worked for me. As far as my mind, you eat the more vegetables you eat, the more you clear out your gut. Truth be told, this is even there's a science to it. The more you clear out your gut, the better you're gonna think because everything that you're thinking about is really coming from your gut. Your gut health is important, man. You got to take care of your gut health to the best of your ability. All right, to the best of your ability, man. Because it's not a I'm this, you better than this, I'm better than you at this type. No, I'm really just trying to do this to, help build or help those that may feel insecure, maybe feel insignificant around other brothers because whatever, because you never know. Because we coming into a time, man. Hey, these expertise pistols, these are pistols help, man. But we ain't gonna have these not much longer, bro. So, hey, for whatever it's worth, the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, I thank him for our apostles, and our elders, our elder apostles and our apostles and the brothers, the sincere brothers, and the sincere brothers is pushing me, the sincere sisters is doing, whatever they have to do to help out the ministry, the elder mothers and their children. I thank the Lord for this truth, man. I'm not giving this truth up, man, for nothing. And I pray that the Lord never departs the spirit from me, man. Open confession. Yeah, I ain't been on point in certain areas, man. I'm not being prideful. Certain things. There's a lot of things I got to work on, but there's a lot of things that I'm great at too. So it's just a matter of these videos to try to help you find something to get yourself into, to inspire yourself to do good while the day is still, light. There's still light outside, pretty much, do some good while there's still light outside, man. Because when the Lord starts to, bring them judgments down the path, man, it's gonna be gross dark. It's gonna be darkness. It's gonna be complete evil, bro. So this is your time now to prove, or to prove to the Lord, all of us, man, me too, how sincere we are, because we got to keep going. All right, I hope this was edifying to sincere brothers and sisters in this truth, man. Spinach, baby spinach at that. I didn't say that in the beginning, but baby spinach. Throw out to the spirit for correcting me. So baby spinach is more potent. But anyways, spinach, magnesium, foods with niacin, fiber, foods that's going to help you lower your cravings so that you can actually lose the weight. Because that's all it is cravings messing with you. You got to really fight that. And I know you can. You got this. And so, call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, and the elders and apostles who taught us truth. And peace and blessings to the brothers and the sisters and sincere, hopeful election. And I pray I'm a part of that number, man. Shalom, man.